welcome to the 8-Bit SaltPitt. I am Corey the Pit, and I'm joined with...
The Salt. I'm
Salt.
not going to say my name on the internet.
Too late.
Damn.
We've already said it too many times.
You're right.
And today we're going to be talking about something something foreign to Richard and I. Basically, we're going to go over Tom Clancy and his video games and his career as an author slightly, maybe.
As recommended by Joey Holmbeck.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this was his suggestion.
Was that like a sadistic thing on his part?
I think so. Yeah.
Talk about Tom Clancy shit. Actually, for the longest time, I thought Tom Clancy was a veteran. And actually, I just recently, as in the last 3 minutes, learned that he was not a veteran. He was just an author who really liked the military genre a lot.
Yeah, very imaginative.
Yeah. But, I mean, he has something like 16 books that were bestsellers. What are you doing to my voice right now?
Dude, sorry. I heard an echo.
Put me down. Put me down. So Tom Clancy, he was an author, and he was a good one.
Is it a was? Is he dead?
He died in 2013.
Oh.
Yeah, 66, I believe he was. 66, 63, one of them.
Gotcha.
Divisible by 3 numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. So, anyways, he led a good life. He made a lot of money. So,
yeah. I can't say I've ever read any of his books, but, I mean, I'm pretty sure my dad has, because that's right up his alley.
Yeah. I think I read one in middle school, and I don't remember it at all. I think he became really popular, for me at least, with the release of Splinter Cell, which was the first, tactical espionage game that I had played. Obviously that was superseded by Metal Gear Solid once I got into those. I was late to the game playing the Metal Gear Solids. I watched my friends play them, but as far as playing them myself,
and
that came later.
Not that it's realistic, but Splinter Cell is more realistic than Metal Gear.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely based everything about the plot of the games. It seems like it could actually happen.
Sure.
And that is a theme that you see with a lot of Tom Clancy games. Not all of them, but quite a few. I really enjoyed Splinter Cell. I think Sam Fisher, as the main character, was voiced very well. I don't know if you can remember his voice.
Vaguely. I can kind of hear it in the back of my head, but
it was very deep and gravelly and very grounded. It was a perfect voice. It wasn't over the top. It was very just grizzled, hard, chill dude. That
was it anything like Solid Snake?
No, and see, I knew that's where that was going. That's obviously the first thing you want to compare to, obviously because the games are similar.
Well, yeah, and the grizzled low.
Yeah, where Solid Snake talks like this. He didn't really have any weird accent thing going on. It was just yes, I'm in. Okay, and it's just. But I'm not doing it.
No, that was amazing. Yeah, that was great.
I'm in. Hacker man.
Hacker man.
Yeah, just I'm gonna hack myself back in time.
I really like the Splinter Cell games because of the pseudo, it was stealth espionage, but it was pseudo ninja stealth espionage.
Yes,
where
absolutely.
He's crawling upside down on pipes, and then you hang down from your legs and trank somebody.
Yeah, it's so cool. There's moments where it's always pipes or ledges and stuff, and he'll go backwards like Spider-Man and just fucking snap some dude's neck and then pull him up where'd my buddy go?
I always like the when he's hanging from a ledge too, and somebody walks by and he just grabs their leg and rips them off. Yeah. And it doesn't seem to make noise for anybody else.
Yeah. I don't know. If someone grabbed my leg and I was about to die, I would for sure be like, ah!
It'd be like a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. So there's Splinter Cell. He has so much under his name. He has Splinter Cell. He has the Ghost Recon series, Rainbow Six, The Division. He has Jack Ryan. There's movies.
I didn't know Jack Ryan was Tom Clancy.
Yeah, Jack Ryan, the movies with Tom Cruise, and then there's the show with that fucking mega massive dude.
Yeah, he's a behemoth.
Yeah, that dude's scary.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I did see something recently about Jack Ryan, that the new actor portrays him better, and it was weird to put Tom Cruise in there, because Jack Ryan's supposed to be huge.
I would argue that most movies that have Tom Cruise in it feels weird.
Fair enough.
War of the Worlds, Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise is just one of those actors where it's yes, Tom Cruise.
Well, yeah,
playing Tom Cruise.
It's just the fact that, I mean, it's not that he's a bad actor, but the fact that he primarily plays action roles, and he's like a 5'4", 120-pound dude.
Yeah. I would say he's really good in, Top Gun. Top Gun, that's like a Tom Cruise movie. It's like, okay, Tom Cruise, you can be in that. You do well.
Well, I think pilots are smaller people as it is.
Right. So that fits. As well as like Mission Impossible, he's always been in those, and so that's Tom Cruise.
That's like 20 years of movies.
Yeah. So those movies are very Tom Cruiseable. they're on cruise control for sure. But Jack Ryan was weird.
Yeah.
You have Matt Damon as Jason Bourne. That's fine. My God, it's Jason Bourne. Like he fits it. Like he's just like I'm just some dude, but I'm actually not. I'm a fucking killing machine.
Maybe he's just a better actor.
Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would say Tom Cruise is not a good actor. And also, I'm biased because he's into Scientology and they're a bunch of criminals.
Well, fair enough. There was one Tom Cruise movie that was an action movie that I actually really liked recently. It's The Edge of Tomorrow.
Never heard of it.
The premise is basically he's a military man, but he's like a spokesperson for the military. He's not an actual soldier. And he gets put into being an actual soldier, and he keeps repeating the same day.
That's the one with Dami Mommy in it?
Yeah.
The Kate Blanchett or something?
No, not Kate Blanchett.
I don't know. I'm bad with actress names.
But anyways, he keeps repeating the same day over and over again, and so he slowly becomes a better soldier.
Yes. That is a good movie.
Yeah.
Good job, Tom Cruise. You got three under your belt. In the Corey book. I'm critical, so.
Do you remember any of the storyline to Splinter Cell?
So they all. Short answer, no. I remember. So there's the second Splinter Cell. Mind you, I never played the first one. I think it looked like shit, and so I was like, eh. But Pandora Tomorrow and Chaos Theory, I did play. And I remember, I believe it's Pandora Tomorrow. Is basically there's like this super weapon or like this critical information that gets stolen, and so most of the game, I believe, you're in Seoul, and doing some shit to Koreans.
The only one I really remember, I think, was because the first three were out on the original Xbox, right, and PS2.
I think so.
So it was the next generation first one where he was like falsely arrested.
Okay.
And long story short, he gets falsely arrested, and he's like, but I'm not the bad guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, he's right. Send him on missions. And
we're not confusing Max Payne, are we?
Oh, no, I'm not. No.
Okay.
No, because he gets arrested and put in a cell, but it's like in a community of like spies.
Oh, spy prison.
Yeah, spy prison. But he's
like
the only
Azkaban.
prisoner.
Which, if I'm allowed to do a little off topic thing,
we just talked about Tom Cruise for like 10 minutes.
That's true. So we're definitely filling the gap because we don't know shit about Tom Clancy games. But speaking of Azkaban, I saw this hilarious video. You know in Harry Potter where it's like in the books, Dumbledore's like he said to Harry Potter calmly, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" But in the movie, he's like hella crazy.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah. So there's like this like over the top like how do you say like they interject like a bunch of scenes of like Dumbledore being super pissed and and he's like fucking going sicko mode on fucking Harry Potter, just like screaming at him. He's like, "Did you do it? He's like, Crucio. and then he's like, Avada Kedavra. It's so fucking funny. Anyways, it was hilarious.
That reminded me. I just saw it could be an older animation, but I don't know. But it was also Harry Potter related.
Yeah, and
it was Voldemort and Harry Potter like standing out in a field, and Voldemort's like abracadabra, and Harry Potter turns into a rabbit, and he walks up. He's like, "It's Avada Kedavra, you idiot!" and like zaps him, and like blood splatters everywhere.
That's awesome. I like it. It's really cool.
So some other noteworthy Tom Clancy series, one that I played a bit of is Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six. I've never played it, but I know he has a few, and I know they have the live service game, Rainbow Six Siege, which is now popular. It actually wasn't at one point.
I think Siege was always popular. I think it's the one that came before it.
No. So what happened is Siege was a mess. It sucked.
Did it?
Really hard. And then they I forgot what it was called, but they did kind of what they did to Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, where they just wiped it.
They like re-released it. Yeah, they're like, all right, we're throwing Rainbow Six Siege away, and we're giving you Siege good mode. And then that became super popular, and now it's just a popular game.
Little tangent, but about Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this because I didn't play the game when it originally came out, but the fact that they ended the world before the new game, before Reborn, was so cool.
It played a cutscene for everybody that was live at the time.
Yeah, and it was just the world ending.
Yeah, and actually, to add to that, like all the major cities, especially, the one with the big burly dudes in it. The one that's... Ul'dah was like besieged by like a fuck ton of high level monsters.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so it's like you're like fighting, like if you were to go outside, like it's just like max
war
monsters.
zone.
Yeah. So it was really cool. It's like it's pretty hard to find footage of it, and especially since what really sucked is the moments leading up to the end of the game before they played the cutscene of like the meteor hitting. It was like a lag fest, I guess, because
I'm sure,
because of all like the enemies that were spawning and like everybody was in the city. Apparently, it was just lag shitstorm followed by amazing cutscene followed by you've been disconnected.
Yeah. Well, it's like didn't Fortnite do that too?
Yeah, I think
they had a big like world-ending event that while people were online, it was like a black hole consuming the world.
Yeah, and that is actually well documented. Fortunately, so you can watch that.
And then it was just nobody knew what was going on, and so it was just like you're disconnected. Nobody could log in. They were freaking out.
And it's like crazy. That black hole thing is like nuts. And now Fortnite is just super crazy. I actually remember I really wanted to play Fortnite back when it was like you build a base and fight against zombies.
Yeah,
and they reintroduced that.
That version of Fortnite seems fun to me.
Yeah, Battle Royale is I have my moment with like H1Z1 and like PUBG. Like Neil really liked PUBG, so we played the shit out of that.
I just was never a fan of the games that, like, multiplayer shooters are fine, but multiplayer shooters where like the map gets smaller and smaller and smaller and forces you into a fight, Battle Royale. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's yeah. Halo 3 will always be the best.
Absolutely.
You can't really recreate that.
There's no arguing it either.
Yeah, there isn't.
But back to Rainbow Six.
Yes.
So I remember playing Rainbow Six on the Nintendo 64, a console that it absolutely was not made for. It was very hard to control.
Yeah, I didn't know it was for the 64. That's crazy.
Yeah.
98.
Damn. But the coolest thing about the original Rainbow Six is that you could, unlike Siege and the newer ones where you have to have a party of people, I believe, players.
It's Siege? Yeah, it's like 5v5.
Okay. The original, you had your teammates. There were 4 of you. But you took control of one, and then you could, before the game started, you told your teammates where to go and what to do.
Oh, that's sick.
So, like, everybody start in this section, and you draw this little, like, map line that was like, okay, you're going to come here, climb to the second story, and breach this wall. And then you're going to come through the back door over here and drop a flashbang.
That's really cool that was a thing in 64 era.
Yeah, and
that's impressive.
So, if you were good enough at commanding your people, you never actually had to move your character.
Huh.
If you like had them breach the right areas or do the right things, you could just stand there and it'd be like mission accomplished.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Cheesy, but
it made you feel really good. You're like, yeah, I'm the commander.
Yeah, I like that. That's really cool.
And then they kind of continued that through the ages of Rainbow Six until Vegas, I believe.
Vegas. That doesn't even ring a bell.
So Vegas came before Siege. That's what I was getting at. Rainbow Six Vegas. And that was like the Siege predecessor, where it's like a 5v5.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't recall that.
Before AI. I think that's where Rainbow Six went downhill, is when you played single player, it had AI. I don't want AI. I want to tell them exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And then the Ghost Recon series as well, which I played a shit ton of Ghost Recon. Did you play any Ghost Recon?
One. I'll get to that. I played the first one. Or not the first one. I didn't play Ghost Recon 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
So.
I mean, they were fairly similar to the idea of Rainbow Six, but it was an AI. It was a really bad one, but you could still command them.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was levels, like Warfield levels, not just like you're breaking into a house to free these hostages.
Okay.
But
so
like,
it's a bigger area.
Yeah, and you would basically way you commanded your troops was like, I want you support, I want you to have my back, I want you ahead.
Gotcha.
And they would kind of do their own things with that.
That sounds cool. That sounds fun.
But what was really, really cool about that, with that game, was the fact that you were able to essentially set yourself up for failure, and I had so much fun doing it. So it sounds stupid, but like flashbangs hurt your people too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And this was one of the earlier games to do that. Most games before that wasn't the case.
No friendly fire.
Yeah. And so, I'd run into this like war field and I had my people spread out and I'd be like, flashbang, flashbang. And they'd like blink off in front of my people and they would get blinded. And then I'd start getting these little notifications like, your person has been killed. Your person has been killed.
And I can't see shit. That's awesome.
And that was basically my life with Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Until the most recent one, Wildlands, where you play big burly men shooting people in the jungle.
Right. I would compare Wildlands to basically like Red Dead Redemption, kind of where it's like open world.
Not as story driven, but yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I've only seen like little clips of Wildlands, but it does seem fun where you're just like in the mud. Mm-hmm. You're just like a mud creature, and then like some convoys coming by, and you're like, this fucking.
I would more
get them, grass man.
I would more closely put it with Far Cry 3, but in third person.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And with Predator. Ooh, I didn't know that.
What about Predator?
Yeah, so that was one of the DLCs was Predator.
Okay, we want to talk about Predator for a second?
Hey?
So, I actually okay, I just have to say that I don't really like Far Cry's, and because nothing will ever be as cool as Far Cry Predator.
Oh, that's the one, like...
It's so...
Is that the prehistoric one?
It is prehistoric. It's so...
Yeah, okay.
Far Cry Instincts Predator was a game that came out for the 360, which was a reimagining of the first Far Cry with the DLC of Predator. So Far Cry Instincts Predator, it had a multiplayer. You could do your own maps. And the campaign, I just wish more Far Cry's did like crazy shit like that. So basically you're like most of the way through the campaign of Far Cry, and then you get abducted by some dude. And he experiments on you. Like, think of what's that fucking Dr. Moreau, is it?
From?
It's a movie, like The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Or Dr. something. But regardless, he, like, experiments on you and injects you with, like, animal fucking DNA. And you turn into a fucking beast man. And you're running around on all fours, fucking Mach 10, tearing people apart. And that's fucking sick.
No,
that game
dope,
was amazing. Did you ever do that? You ever play that? Oh, dude, yeah.
I did play the prehistoric Far Cry, but I didn't do the DLCs.
One of the best gaming experiences I've ever had is playing Instincts Predator.
But
it's fucking badass.
But I was talking about Ghost Recon.
Oh.
There is a DLC because you're in the jungle, and there's a DLC you can download that puts Predator into the game.
Oh, literally
Predator.
A predator.
Like the killer Predator, yeah.
Sorry, you said Predator, and I was thinking about fucking...
No, that's super cool. I didn't know about that.
Oh, it's so cool.
But no, I was referring to like the actual Predator, like Hans Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it, I'm here!
And there's a DLC for it where he is in the game, like in the jungle. And if you hit that area, he'll start hunting you.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And you're supposed to defend yourself.
And this is Wildlands?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. So the game I did play, the Ghost Recon I did play, was GRAW. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. I played GRAW. There's GRAW 1 and 2.
Is there 2 or 3 of them?
There's 2.
Okay.
If there's a third one, I wasn't.
I do remember those, though.
And those games were sick. It was basically... Was Ghost Recon third or first person?
Ghost Recon was third. Those were first, right?
No, they're third person as well.
Are they? Okay.
So, basically, it's set in, I think, China somewhere. But basically, it's like the same Ghost Recon formula, but you have, like, advanced weapons, and you have, like, drones. Like, I don't know, back in 2006, drones weren't really, like, a thing necessarily.
No.
So when we're talking about, like, advanced warfighter, you have, like, drones, like UAV drones and shit that you're marking people with. And you have like the weapons that like turn around corners and shit. So you could be in cover while still somewhat inaccurately fire at enemies. And the one thing I remember about that game is the hardest difficulty was fucking insanely hard. And I remember I beat it and I thought like I was the coolest motherfucker in the planet because it was hard. But it was very fun. I'm not a Ghost Recon girly, but GRAW was fucking sick.
I don't think I ever played it. It sounds fun.
It was very fun. It was difficult.
It's just cool that you mentioned, like, because it says, Advanced Warfighter 2006 in our notes.
Yeah.
And you're mentioning, like, high or further end technology.
Yeah, advanced warfighter, and we're talking about like drones and shit, and it's like it's been a few years, and it's like that's the norm. Like drones are everywhere. Like they're flying drones around right now. Back in 2006, even like that wasn't really a thing. Of course, the military had some like ghetto fucking drones, and they had like those big like airplane like unmanned
airplanes that would like sense the.
But actually having like Ukraine having fucking bombs attached to drones, and I don't mean to get political, but it's crazy.
No, it's wild. Yeah, and that was only, what, 20 years ago?
You know how hard...
18 years ago?
Yeah, you know how hard it would fucking suck being, like, a tank and just having a drone drop a grenade from, like, 30 feet in the air onto you? I think just having a grenade explode on you would suck in general, but just there's something so much less personal and so cold about just, like, a drone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some pilot's like... and he just like detached grenade and just
some dude in his video game chair.
Yeah, that could be one of us.
Dude, that's crazy. I can't remember what movie I was watching, but it was like the most realistic version of drone pilots for the U.S. military, and it was just some like neckbeard dude sitting in a room.
Yeah.
With a joystick.
Yeah, they're like, all right, connect to this fucking drone, and we're just like seeing him like suicide bomb into like boats and shit. Have you seen those videos? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they sink a fucking battle cruiser with like 10 drones.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It's the future of warfare.
Woo. Anyways, Advanced Warfighter T 2006.
I mean, it tracks with what we're talking about.
It does. It's grim.
And we also have The Division.
The Division.
Which you never played, right?
No, but you know what? I had some buddies that were big into it.
So I loved The Division.
Yeah. The idea of it is cool, but I think it fell off for me. Like, I almost bought it. It's kind of weird to me that there's like levels and that you're like shooting and doing damage and seeing damage numbers. Like,
oh yeah,
for a Tom Clancy game that just feels
it's very unrealistic.
Yeah,
no, there's not meant to be any realism here because you're like in New York City, I think it is.
Yeah, like apocalypse style.
Yeah, and you run into the city and it's like level 15 soldier.
Yeah.
And you unload an entire clip of or magazine.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's one of the things I remember watching like my buddies play, and they were super high level, and like Chad had a fucking minigun, and he's just like like several fucking cartons of ammunition into a dude, and he's like, I feel nothing. Good. Like,
yeah,
that's interesting.
It was pretty wild, but I really enjoyed the open world co-op of it.
And it's like open world PvP too, right?
Yeah.
You can go to a black zone and some dude's like, what you doing in my water's boy?
Basically, yes. If you go to the black zone, you better be ready to die.
Is that what it's called, the black zone?
I think it was, yeah.
Blackout, maybe.
Maybe.
I feel kind of bad saying that.
But yes, no, it was an open world PvP, but I'm not huge on PvP. So, but the open world community is what really drove me to it.
Yeah.
The fact that I could run in on a boss and be like, okay, I can't beat this dude right now.
Some
And I
guy's
just like,
I got you.
Yeah, some dude would just come running up behind me, be like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And
that
like,
is
well,
really
that's
cool.
awesome.
That is tight. I know. Yeah, I love MMORPGs for that reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when they can just like a rando will just jump in and help you.
Mm-hmm.
That is really satisfying.
That's good people.
Good peoples. Yeah. So Division, and then there's the Division 2. Which
I never played Division 2.
I never played it either, but my buddies that were into the first one really liked that one. And there was that one game that just came out that was a huge flop. Apparently, The Day After Tomorrow, or The Day After, I think it's called.
Oh,
that was meant to be like the Division killer, and it's supposed to basically same formula, where it's like post-apocalypse, but there's zombies. It's zombies
because there's always zombies.
Yeah, and same thing. Like you go, there's like a hub. There's like a blackout zone where it's like open PvP, and apparently I watched a documentary about this, but apparently the guys are just like massive con artists. And it was a flop. It released, and it was just like a shit show, absolute shell trash game.
So you kind of sparked an idea. A couple things.
And also, it was the number one wish listed game on Steam. So like
That's
they
wild.
really fucking.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got like the most refunds ever.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure everybody. The only people who didn't refund it were people who were just too lazy to refund it.
Yeah, like it was just not a game.
Yeah, nobody was like, I want to main this game. But
so
your idea.
a couple things. The first one is you mentioned that the new game was zombies, and I think that would make a really good future episode where we did one based on like creatures of video games.
I like it. I mean, there might be zombies in there.
Yeah.
People have done zombies before, right?
Yeah, a couple
Once
times.
or twice.
No more than 3 times.
No more than 3, dude. Everybody gets fucking 1.
And then the other thing, the hand slap that I did earlier, was I saw
dramatic with
on
it.
our thing.
Damn,
I saw on our thing
assertive.
here, multiplayer and competitive scene, and we didn't talk about Splinter Cell multiplayer.
No, I was patiently waiting.
Oh, please.
Oh yeah. So Splinter Cell had a multiplayer, and it was introduced in Pandora Tomorrow, I believe, and it was maybe more prevalent in Chaos Theory. Very, very interesting take on a multiplayer game. It was asymmetrical in a way where it was still 2v2, but it was 2 spies versus 2 mercenaries. And boy, howdy, was it the most unbalanced trash shithole. But it was so fun.
It really was.
So you can either play the mercenaries, and it's a first person, like both sides have gadgets that kind of fit the bill for like a mercenary versus a spy. So the mercenary is in first person, and they're more of just like literal, just
Machine guns and grenades.
you kill the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Versus 2 spies, which is third person, and they're sneaking around trying to like steal information or do all this shit. Like lay traps. Mercenaries are more like they're going in for the kill, and the spies don't really have many ways to kill the mercenaries. They just stun them for a temporary amount of time. There were a few things you could do to kill them, but it was pretty few and far between.
I remember one of them, like I was mentioning earlier, is you can hang upside down from a pipe, and if they walk underneath you, grab them with like a Rottweiler and start choking them.
Yeah, and you know what? That was probably the most, to be frank, boring fucking multiplayer I've ever played. Because if the spies are good at what they're doing, you're never gonna see them.
No, you better hope they have night vision on for a second so you can see that glow.
Yeah, that was another cool thing about the mercenaries is they had like 3 different like visions.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could go like motion detector, you could go thermal, you could go fucking Hinkus Binkus mode.
Yeah,
that was a fun one.
But that was the only way you could see the spies is if the goggles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they're using night vision, you use like your thermal, and you can or you could just see it glowing basically in several different visions. But it was boring in the sense that like you're just running around trying to find these spies, and the spies are just like
they're watching you the whole time.
They know where you are, but you don't know where they are. So it was unique, and that's what I liked about it. It was super unique and original, and it's impossible to balance.
Well, and that was
like that
back in the day when they added a multiplayer to something, and it was exciting.
Yeah, it's like Splinter Cell, okay, with multiplayer.
But now, I mean, nowadays if they're like, oh, we're adding multiplayer to it, I'm like, please don't.
Yeah, no shit. Like the Resident Evil games.
Yeah,
like Resident Evil Resistance.
It's like just stop.
Yeah. I actually liked Resistance, to be honest.
Well, somebody should.
Yeah. People still play it. It's like a totally dead game. But
that's amazing.
I still watch videos on YouTube.
Really?
It's cool. So yeah. Resistance was basically like I think we talked about it before, but you're like one mastermind, like setting traps and BOWs down, and like the survivors are just trying to get to the end. It was pretty cool. Like the different masterminds had like different BOWs. Like one of them had William Birkin. You could have him running around slapping people. One of them was Mr. X. One of them was the Tyrant.
God, Mr. X is just the most imposing.
Yeah, I mean, except when you have Nemesis.
Yeah.
Nemesis, the third game didn't do it justice, the remake.
There was a guy, I can't think of his name, I think it was like Johnny Ohm or something like that, but he made a whole bunch of 3D animations back in the day. And I wish he would have done one that was like Nemesis versus Mr. X.
Oh, that would have been sick, yeah.
Because he did one, and I don't know why that sparked this thought, but he did one that was Master Chief versus Samus.
Oh.
And it's so fucking cool.
That does sound cool.
Monty Ohm, that's his name.
Who won?
I want to say Samus did.
That's impressive. Samus has tech that is beyond the Covenant, so I can see her having the advantage there. But Master Chief is a little battlefield genius.
I was gonna say that it came down to more or less that Master Chief's main advantage was his strength.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also that he was a tactical in the like the books. He's like a tactical.
Well, yeah,
genius.
but so is Samus.
True.
She's been military her whole life.
Yeah.
So, just like Master Chief. I'll have to show you that video. It's amazing.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I still get fucking mega pissed off at Link versus Cloud for the
yeah.
Because Link wins just because he has Z targeting. And they gave Link all of his fucking equipment, but they gave Cloud like 3 base level materia. I'm like, bro, if Link is gonna have all of his gear,
Cloud should have like Knights of the Round.
Yeah, Z target Knights of the Round, fucker. It's making it seem like Link never gets hit because of Z targeting.
Those videos pissed me off recently because they've done 3 Goku versus Supermans now.
Dude.
And each one Superman wins.
Yeah, I mean, circumstantial.
And
Superman, if he's close to the sun, he can't really die.
well, I get that, but
And he's like
Goku
God.
in the most recent the Ultra Instinct can't be hit.
It's true.
So
Yeah, but the thing is like it's super taxing on his body though.
yeah,
So like after just a few minutes, like Goku like will die
fair enough.
in Ultra Instinct.
I mean, Superman's just a broken fucking character.
He is. He can go forever if he's next. If like I remember at one of them, like he's next to the sun, and this is like he has infinite stamina, infinite power. Like,
Yeah,
it's like Superman Gold.
I hate Superman.
Yeah, it's, I just laugh when people are like, I think X character could take Saitama.
Oh yeah.
Wrong.
Right. Well, because Saitama's written to be unbeatable. Like that's his whole thing.
There's even a guy who can literally copy. Like one of the main antagonists in One Punch Man is a guy who can copy every technique and get stronger from it. Yeah. And if you get stronger, he immediately gets stronger. And Saitama still fucking wins because Saitama gets stronger faster naturally than
his power does.
What's his name? Like Raidao or something like that.
And that's just him. He's a joke character, Saitama.
Yeah. You can't beat Saitama.
Yeah.
You can come at me with anyone you fucking want to. You.
It's just not possible.
And that's the glory of it. The fact that people argue about it, I love it. Every fucking time someone's like, I think this person could, like Cole, our coworker, is a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, and he's like, I bet Goku could take Saitama. And I was like, no.
I did see one of those like, I bet you this person can beat this person recently, and it was like Naruto versus Goku, and people were like, Naruto, take him all day. I'm like, how do you figure?
Yeah, you're not figuring anything, dude.
In a moment, like.
I like Goku because at least he has like his limits.
Yeah,
and that makes him more relatable as a human being. Because I have my limits. I set up a raised bed yesterday, and I feel like I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I too go Super Saiyan God now and then.
Yeah. That was me lifting like 2 cubic meters of soil yesterday. I was like, I'm a god.
Oh my god,
it was awesome.
So we got way off task.
No, man,
but that's great.
Yeah, no,
that's very Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy. That's what they do. Tom Clancyville. May he rest in peace.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, I really don't have much else to say about it other than, like the Splinter Cell games were amazing.
They were good. Yeah, I hope they continue. I hope they make another Splinter Cell. I think in the last one, like Sam Fisher, the character that you play as in Splinter Cell, was like old as shit. Mm-hmm. So they'll probably have someone new with a not as cool voice.
Maybe it'll be his daughter that he spends 4 games trying to rescue.
What?
Yeah.
He doesn't spend 4 games.
No, it's like 2 games. It's like the last 2 games, somebody kidnaps his daughter each time.
Well, that's what you get for being an international spy.
An international spy's daughter.
Yeah. I feel like I should make a fan fiction about that. I'm an international spy's daughter, and I'm loose.
All right. I got nothing else.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining us talking about Tom Clancy. Joey fucking burn in hell.
Yeah, thank you for suggesting the one topic we probably know the least about.
Yeah. You know what? I realize anytime I bring up Joey, I say something horribly mean.
And he's such a nice guy.
No, he's not.
Tell
I mean, I get he is.